Welcome back. I'm Brian Morris, founder of BlackDirectory.com, the largest black business directory in the world. We have a great show today. So again, welcome again to the Successful Black Entrepreneurs, where we highlight successful black entrepreneurs all over the world. So right now, stop, take a second, like, subscribe, and share this broadcast to as many people as you possibly can. This is going to be a great show, as I mentioned earlier. So, on this episode of Successful Black Entrepreneurs, we are highlighting African natural resources. We know Africa is the richest continent on the planet. So let's get started with our first story of the day. Listen to this. The African Republic of Chad has proven oil reserves of 1.5 billion barrels. This is amazing. Since his appointment as Minister of Petroleum and Energy, H.E. Dirishram has led a series of tax and fiscal reforms and campaigns which has boosted the country's upstream sector. I love it. Now, the Minister of Petroleum and Energy of the Republic of Chad will promote the Central African country's hydrocarbon-rich basins and investment opportunities within the overall energy sector at African Energy Week. Remember that. I'm going to mention that again. African Energy Week. So he is also expanding public-private sector collaboration to accelerate investment and infrastructure development across the midstream and downstream landscapes, including the proposed Niger-Chad oil pipeline and Chad-Cameroon oil pipeline as well. Only 11% of the country's population actually has access to electricity and petroleum, which means that there's great opportunities for black entrepreneurs to connect with the Republic of Chad to provide oil and petroleum services. Key organizations such as African Petroleum Producers, as well as African heavyweights, including Equatorial Guinea and Nigeria, have partnered with AEW, strengthening the role the event will play in Africa's energy future. So listen, under the theme, exploring and investing in Africa's energy future while driving an enabling environment, Africa Energy Week 2022 will host the minister in high-level meetings, panel discussions, and in various forums, including the Energy Transition Forum, Upstream Forum, and the Finance Summit, to discuss the future of Chad's and Africa's energy sector and how Africa can optimize energy developments to make energy poverty history by 2030. I love it. Change is coming. Again, if you are in the petroleum and oil industry, the Africa Energy Week 22 conference is taking place October 18th through the 21st, 2022 in Cape Town, South Africa. Key individuals will be present around the world. If you are in that industry, I highly suggest that you grab a ticket and fly there October 18th through the 21st. Okay, let's go to our second story. Germany is keen to ditch Russian oil and gas for good and find new sources of energy. While Africa has abundant fuel reserves, the German Africa Energy Forum is helping delegates develop mutually beneficial relationships. That's what we need, mutually beneficial relationships. One of the big topics of the conversation at 2022 German African Forum in Hamburg was Africa's abundant reserves of oil and gas. Abundant. In 2017, the African continent reportedly had 148.6 trillion cubic meters of proven gas reserves, more than 7% of the global reserves. In 2019, Nigeria led crude oil exports in Africa with more than 2 million barrels per day of oil sold on the international market. Yes, sir. In the same year, Africa's overall oil and gas production reached 327.3 million metric tons. Exporting gas to Europe, gas shouldn't be overlooked, said Najur Maboje, the CEO of Berlin-based company providing energy solutions to Africa. Because of the war in Ukraine, you can see at the moment the need to diversify energy solutions, said Maboje, a Senegalese French national and founder of Berlin-based Kauri Energy. They need the oil. Africa holds the key to resolving Europe's energy crisis, and if we look at Africa's resources, for example, gas, you cannot underestimate its importance, she said. Observers are keen to see what an African-led energy transition will look like and how African nations will become exporters, not just importers, exporters of green energy and hubs for green power production. Man, this is an amazing story to hear what's happening there. This is great. We're going to stay in Africa one more time for our last story. Namibia, a beautiful country if you've never seen it. Namibia, right down south by South Africa, discovers oil worth billions of dollars. These jackpot oil discoveries may help Namibia double their GDP by 2040. Total Energies, SC, in February said it had made a significant oil discovery off of the coast of Namibia. 3 weeks after that, Shell announced a find off of the Southwest African nation as well. Explorers have drilled more than a dozen exploration wells in search of oil and gas. Consultants Wood Mackenzie estimated the combined recoverable finds at almost 4 billion barrels. That is a lot of barrels. Namibia's sizable 2022 discoveries, the Graph 1 discovery made by Shell, and the Venus discovery by Total Energies are expected to kickstart the country's oil and gas boom, as well as a new era of increased exploration, production, and monetization of hydrocarbons in the southern African country. Initial estimates show a combined share of over $40 billion accruing to the Namibian government from these discoveries, a game changer. Somebody say game changer. A game changer for the country's economy. Secondly, with Namibia struggling with energy and security issues, the Graph and Venus discoveries have potential to help the country ensure energy independence is what we need on our African shores. Affordability, reliability, and improved access, while at the same time enabling economic diversification. So the African Energy Chamber's premier event for the oil and gas sector, Africa Energy Week, will take place again October 18th through the 21st in Cape Town. And it provides a perfect platform for Namibia to connect with other African nations and international investors and oil and gas companies to discuss opportunities within the country's energy market and the reforms which the southern African country can implement to accelerate the development of the Graph and Venus discoveries. So, as I mentioned earlier, if you are a black business anywhere in the world, and if you're in the oil and petroleum, natural gas industries, I highly encourage you to grab a ticket, purchase your ticket, not tomorrow, but today, to travel to Cape Town, South Africa, to the African Energy Week conference to find partners to do business in this industry. Africans on the homeland are looking for the African diaspora to travel home to do business with them now, tomorrow, and in the future. So let's show up. Let's do business together. Let's partner together. Let's be present. I love this. I love these stories. These are great stories about Africa that are taking place. So again, if you have a great story that you would love to share with us, send it in to us at info@successfulblackentrepreneurs.com. We would love to share more successful stories, especially if you have a special story centered around Africa, petroleum, and energy. We would love to highlight those opportunities to our audience. So remember to like, subscribe, and share. Share this broadcast with 5, 10, 15, 20 different individuals right now. Please share this broadcast. So thank you again for tuning into today's episode of Successful Black Entrepreneurs, brought to you by Epic Entourage and BlackDirectory.com. We hope to see you one day on this list very soon. Have a great one.